If you feel like you've locked down your major and minor arpeggios hands alone, but you're really struggling to put them together, you're going to love this video because I'm going to show you how with a few simple fingering tricks, noticing your keyboard geography, and noticing what's in common between your hands, instead of treating them as two separate units, you're going to unlock all 24 of those major and minor arpeggios hands together today. I'm going to show you exactly how. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Jonathan, and on this channel we provide practical tutorials to help you improve at the piano faster. So let's dive in with hands together arpeggios. If you've seen our previous videos, you know that we focus heavily on keyboard geography, so we're not going to go through circle of fifths or any kind of academic theory order, but in an order that makes most sense with the arpeggios that feel most similar with the fingering tricks between our hands. So we're going to start with all of the major and minor keys that start on white keys, and we're focusing on hands together. Now, I'm going to focus mainly on 2 or more octaves because to play 1 octave hands together is pretty simple. Right hand's just 1, 2, 3, 5. Left hand's 5, 3, 2, 1. And then when we put those together, just like this. But if you struggle at all, this will give you a sneak preview for what's to come. Notice that these 2 fingers, 2 and 3, collectively play the 3rd and 5th of the arpeggio. So we can almost cluster it like this. So if you've ever struggled even with 1 octave arpeggio, that little trick should unlock quite a bit for you. But from here on, we're going to focus on the 2 or more octaves because these tricks are going to unlock basically the entire keyboard of arpeggios for you. So to do any of these arpeggios that start on a white key, whether it's major or minor, you can use this fingering trick. So for C major, just like I was showing you, your 2s and 3s are going to line up here, thumbs line up on the tonic, and then 2s and 3s will line up once again here. And you can keep following that pattern, thumbs, 2s and 3s, and then when you're ready to turn it around, you just grab 1 in the left hand and 5 in the right hand, and then just follow that back. 2s and 3s, thumbs, 2s and 3s, thumbs, 2s and 3s, thumbs. If you struggle at all with the fingerings, a trick you can do is clustering those sort of finger groups that you have between the hands like this. Together, thumbs, together, final note, together, thumbs, together, final note. That has a way of really helping the muscle memory figure out where both hands are playing the same things at the same time. But now here's the great part, because this basically unlocks 14 major and minor keys because you can use that same fingering for every single one. So if we do C minor, same thing. 2s and 3s line up, thumbs, 2s and 3s. If I go to D major, same thing. 2s and 3s, thumbs, 2s and 3s. D minor, same thing. E major, E minor, F major. So hopefully you're seeing already that we can get quite a bit of mileage out of this one fingering trick. There's F minor, G major, G minor, A major, A minor, B major, and B minor. So as you can see, with just one simple fingering trick, you've already unlocked 14 major and minor arpeggios that you can get playing right now. Next, we'll get into the major and minor arpeggios that start on black keys, but first, if you're enjoying this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss a video. Now, diving in with C sharp major, or we could also call it D flat major, the fingering tricks will be slightly different, but it's the same concept here. So when we have an arpeggio that goes black key, white key, black key, here's the fingering trick we're going to use. Again, if you're just doing 1 octave, you can just stick with that. I think that's the easiest way. But for 2 or more octaves, here's the trick. Start with 3 in the left hand, 2 in the right hand, and then this is where your fingering tricks come in. Your thumbs will line up on the 3rd of the arpeggio, and then you're going to line up fingers 4 and 2 here collectively. So again, we're thinking in terms of fingering groups. And then you can just repeat that again and again until you're ready to turn it back around. So thumbs line up, 4s and 2s, thumbs, 4s and 2s. If I wanted to keep going, thumbs, 4s and 2s, and then just follow that back. 4s and 2s, 1s, 4s and 2s, 1s, 4s and 2s, 1, and then I'm back to my starting note, the root. So again, I'll do that one more time slowly just to point out this trick, and you can cluster this. I highly recommend this, this is a new approach for you, where you play everything that the hands are going to play at the same time. You play kind of in clusters. So thumbs together, 4s and 2s together, thumbs, 4s and 2s, and then just follow it back. Thumbs, 4s and 2s, thumbs, and then your starting note. And then again, for minor, we're just making one tiny adjustment, same exact fingering. So for C sharp minor, 1s, 4s, and 2s. And then when we get to E flat major, our next black key up, same thing because it's black, white, black. So thumbs, 4s and 2s. Now E flat minor, that's going to be kind of the oddball. Now this one, since it's all black keys, we're going to use the same fingerings that we did when it was all white keys. So this is where our 2s and 3s line up. Thumbs line up on E flat, 2s and 3s line up here, and then my top note. And then I just follow that back. 2s and 3s, thumbs, 2s and 3s, starting note. I'll do that one more time. Jumping on to F sharp major, also all black keys, right? So it'll be the same fingerings. So 2s and 3s, thumbs, 2s and 3s, top note, and then we come back. If we do F sharp minor, we're back to that black, white, black geography. So for that one, we can go back to 3 in the left hand, 2 in the right hand, thumbs, 2s and 4s, thumbs, 2s and 4s, and we follow that back. Just 4 more to go. Now we're on to A flat major. Again, black, white, black. You see how useful this whole keyboard geography thing is to work out these arpeggios, hopefully. So again, we can do 3 in the left hand, 2 in the right hand, thumbs, 2s and 4s. G sharp minor, same exact fingerings. Thumb, 2s and 4s. And now B flat major, that one's a little bit of an oddball. I'm going to jump down an octave just so you can see it better. But there are still fingering tricks here. So you can do 3 in the left hand, 2 in the right hand. And then fingers 1 and 2 are going to line up on the D and F. And then we're going to cross over 3 in the left hand, 4 in the right hand. So this is probably the most awkward one because it has sort of the fewest things we can latch onto. But if we think 1s and 2s, 1s and 2s, when you're ready to turn it back around, you can use 3 in the left hand or 2, whichever one you prefer, and then just follow it back. 1s and 2s. So again, collectively 1s and 2s, playing the D and the F. And we're back to the start. So these two, B flat major and B flat minor, are probably the trickiest. I'd suggest spending a little extra time with those. And then B flat minor is especially unique because the keyboard geography is black, black, white. So I think the most effective fingering for this one, where there's actually something in common for the entire thing, is you can do 2s and 3s on B flat, D flat, thumbs to F, and then cross 3 in the left hand, 2 in the right hand. But what's cool about that is you could do as many octaves as you want, and there's always something in common between the hands. You could cluster it like this: 2s and 3s, thumbs, 2s and 3s, thumbs, and then whenever you're ready to turn it back around, just grab that top B flat and then come back. Thumbs, 2s and 3s, thumbs, 2s and 3s. And I'll play the whole thing slowly so you can see that. 2s and 3s, thumbs, 2s and 3s, thumbs, cross over, then I come back, thumbs, 2s and 3s, thumbs, 2s and 3s, and we're done. And then once you've worked out these fingerings, you'll want to unlock your speed and comfort, which we cover in this video here. I'll see you there.